Hi guys, time translate. I just need a little minute. I just want to start recording, but I gotta still set my cards up and stuff. Just let the energies just show going in. See where we at. Where is this forecast at? I'm gonna use the tarot deck and traveling deck. I'm gonna start off with the traveling deck. I want to use these numbers too. They can use the numbers too. Let's get that numerology in there, okay? Why am I speaking like that? Why am I speaking like that? This is really freaking good. Jeez, oh, Visa. Pardon me, I've been blending. I'm getting craving more to go into blend.com, my meals. Ah, Jesus. On top of that, first step of AA, no, the 12 steps. First step is admitting acceptance of a problem, and that is I have a lot of extra accessories, which is weight, and we have to tone it down a little bit. On top of we're getting of age. So we on the blend.com mode. 12 steps. First step is admitting acceptance. We have a problem. Oh, Jesus. There go all our cards, too. What is our problem? Oh, those ones flipped up. Okay, overall energy you got, you're in your own way. Your foundation is behind you, but you're in your own way. Like you can't get to your manifestations because you're in your own way. That's the overall freaking energy before I even get into the whole actual translation. Something's being offered to you. A manifestation is being offered to you. You're working on it, but you're in your own way of it. If that makes sense. That's a lot of offerings. The Hangman came up. You got, this is quite simple. Translation. I tell you no lie. The universe is giving you a chance to manifest. You have it, but you're in your own way of growth of it. It's like you're just going to keep working, but you're not going to manifest the way you supposed. How can I explain that in a better form? Because it's like I got an image in my head as I'm saying it, but the image is looking a little different than the words that's coming out. Or I can just see it in a different form, if that makes sense. So the way I can explain it seems like you're working on a manifestation, but you're in your own way. It's something you're not doing right, because the Hangman came out. You gotta change your perspective, and the Hierophant came out. While you're working, it's something that you're not doing right, which is blocking your manifestations, which is behind you. Your foundation is behind you, but you can't get to it because you're in your own way. The King of Cups. This is another energy too, as into your spouse is being offered to you, But you have to change your perspective. That's the same, but it's like this is feeling like a different road. But that could be why you're in your own way in your manifestation. You're not connecting with the people you should be. If that makes sense. There's resistance in this. Then you got judgment. Judgment up here too. What you going within. What is going within is just listening to your higher conscious, your eternal aspect, your shadow. You're communicating with your shadow or somebody else's shadow. That's the best way I can explain going within yourself. Everybody got a shadow, whether they acknowledge it or not. They have one, and they communicate with each other better than this physical realm do. But even myself, I'm realizing sometimes people don't notice that the eternal realm is speaking through them, if that makes sense. It's like their level of awareness ain't there to realize. How can I explain that? So you're gonna have to explain sometime. My eyes feel super low. I don't know why, but I don't know. They just start. They're just not aware to realize their shadow may been somewhere else, but when they come back and it's communicating with you, it's the shadows communicating. And maybe the one that's aware is communicating with the shadow, like I can do it all the freaking time, but the other person telling you it may not even realize where this information coming from that they're telling you. You know, they may even be surprised they even know it. Like, huh? How did I even know that? You know, it's that aspect, and you have to do that to work on your manifestation, which you have it, what you're working on is your manifestations, but you're not able to get to your foundation because you're in your own way. This seems like everyday life, honestly, but this is more intensified for you. And the aspect that lies into just working a job, but seeming always broke. Like, I got a job at work, but I'm still struggling. I'm still broke. It's like you can't get to your foundation because you're in your own way. And it's because you're not, I want to say, in the right circle. You're not allowing the right people in. There's a resistance to your foundation. There's a place you're supposed to be. The law of placement. Speaking of the other 12, we're going to move over to the other 12. The law of placement, you're not in the right place. There's a resistance to where you're supposed to be at. So you're not going to bloom the way you need to. You're just going to keep cycling the same aspect as into I'm working, but I'm still broke. Or I live paycheck to paycheck because you're not growing the way you're supposed to because you're in the wrong place. I feel like I'm circling my words over and over now because it's just that's the energy. There's no movement. And you got judgment right above change your perspective. And it's going with the law of placement. You're not in the right place to bloom the way you're supposed to. The sun. Got the sun card. It's obvious. And these sunflowers are standing out. There's supposed to be growth happening. It's just like right now, it's spring season for a certain amount of us. You're supposed to be blooming, but you may not be blooming. blooming and growing, expanding yourself, which is kind of funny to me when I'm just thinking, because for me personally, I call people who have, y'all would call fat expended, and this, I make little chuckles about it, like, who don't want to be expended, but there's a lot of people who really do not want to be expended. They want to be very like this instead of like this, skinny.com, That's why I got a little chuckle out of it a little bit, but literally, this expansion, you want this expansion, but I don't know. Well, I do know you in your own way. The Lovers. Yeah, this is it. You're not in the right circle. You're not where you're supposed to be. And it's a heartbreak. It's pain. What is this pain? Your foundation. And changing your perspective. There's pain in that aspect. It's intriguing. This may be energy of having to give somebody a second chance and you not wanting to. This could be a marriage already. That's what it's feeling like when it's pain in the foundation already, and you gotta change your perspective on it. You could be married already and they did something that you didn't like, but apparently you forgot to death do us part because you are still together. And that's where you have to change your perspective at and work on it, but you don't want to. It's a resistance to fix something for your foundation to keep blooming the way it's supposed to. You got the King of Cups, which is your spouse. It could be a female or a guy, but I want to say it's a guy. But there's a resistance to it. You're not blooming the way you're supposed to because you're having a hard time forgiving. That's why you're in your own way, and it's gone. That's why the judgment is there, and you're not forgiving. That's no bueno. That's one of the top ones you have to do to move forward. It's a hard thing to do, for sure. It's easier said than done, but I feel like I can say I really have no hard feelings toward nobody. Even the ones that be attempting to do me wrong, it just be like, somehow I still just flow. Like, the ocean don't stop because, you said some foolery to it. It keeps going, Even though it does wipe some people out sometime, Mother Nature be like, you tried it. I'm just saying, that's the circle of life of karma, but we're going to leave that there for that. Standing out. You're standing out, honey. You're standing out. This energy came out last translation, but you standing out, but you feel alone because it's your spouse. Your spouse is missing. You have to fix your perception on a situation. And it's dealing with pain. These two go hand in hand, which is slowing you down. It's a lot of pain, I ain't gonna lie. Those are 3 swords right in the middle, like and on the side. So that's a lot of pain for sure. Which is not surprising. The Hangman came out. Oh, they're right next to that. But it's something that apparently you have to learn in that, where it's not painful. It's more of a aha, one of those aha moments. Aha moments. Have I had a ha moment? I have plenty of those. It's just right off the top of my head, I feel like I can't think of one, but I know I had some. How intriguing. I'm gonna pull a couple more and move over to our travel deck. Okay, yeah. It's just what this energy is. You have to forgive. You have to change your perspective and forgive to move forward. And that's just that. Or you're going to keep circling. Because you're meant to move forward. Or it could be forgive and then move forward. Because if you don't forgive somebody, I spoke of this before, and because I said it again, this is another cup. This is your foundation. This is a lot of your foundation. This is from the universe giving you your foundation to this card that just came out, as into the universe is giving it to you, but you're not wanting it, to your spouse, to you in your own way. That's a lot of what is going on in this beautiful foundation. Anytime the eternal realm give you something, it's just like, oh yes, Jesus. Because they let you stand out like what you are in this realm. That's the beauty of becoming one when you're married, the guidance that you get. That's why they normally say, you know, we all going through something, y'all work on it together or go pray together, you know, not the separate aspects. But I feel like I'm traveling a little bit, but I feel important to say because I know a lot of people do that. They have problems within their relationship or foundation, and they don't talk to each other about it. They go to other people and talk about it. Yeah, that seems to be one of the big problems. What's at the bottom of the deck? Head to toe manifestation, yeah. Once this get fixed, you'll have head to toe manifestation. So apparently you're trying to make it work somewhere else, but you have to fix something. Something's not right for you to move forward. But the law of placement also came out. I spoke of that too. You're not in the right place. That could be mentally also, as I just sat there and said, when you have to change your perspective on your relationship. That you're already in. I don't know if I should say relationship or connection. But those get a little, everybody got a relationship, but this is a connection. Everybody don't have a connection. You can have a relationship with somebody, but you don't mean you got a connection with them. I'm pretty sure y'all shadows speak to each other if you're very aware of your conscience. Like y'all have that understanding. People call it awakened. I'm awakened. But if not, then you're gonna miss it. But yeah, you'll have that. And it's what you're already working on, and it is what has been offered to you is to have head to toe manifestation. And it's at the fourth, it's at the crossway. Whenever you forgive or change your perspective, if not both, then you move forward. And that's where a lot of good stuff start happening for you. Let's move over to these little traveling deck. I feel like it's something else I want to say. Forgive and change perspective. Those are the true energies in this that you need to move forward. And placement is a really, really big, important aspect in this. If I don't say it again, it's a really important aspect. Wherever you're at. It's one of the 12 laws, universal laws, the law of placement. You're not with the right person, right place, right environment. Things ain't gonna go the way it's supposed to. Be on guard. That card came out last time too. Be on guard. I think I want to read that card just because it says be on guard. It came out last time. Put on the brakes. Whoa, my Jesus, yeah, that's why I want to read it. That's a lot of stop. Stop. Go back. Do not collect. Go back. I give myself chuckles, but let's see what this says. Be on guard. When you go around a sharp curve in a road, we usually see guardrails. These heavy metal rails keep our cars from going over the edge if we get too closely to a drop-off or a ditch. The Bible tells us to set up guardrails in our lives to protect us from doing wrong things. We are told to guard our hearts because that is the place where we store up good and right things. We guard our thoughts and our eyes, making sure we see and think about only those things that are pure. And we guard our lips, being careful to speak words that help, not hurt others. When you see guardrails outside, ask yourself, am I being careful about what's going into my heart? If you are, it will help you be the person Jesus wants you to be. Above all else, guard your heart. Proverbs 4:23 NIV. I hope I said that verse right. I don't be know how that to go, but Proverbs. It's that judgment again. It's kind of intriguing because lips, what are you speaking? Like, I like to polish my lips because I like for them to stand out when I speak. I don't wear too much makeup. Like, I don't have nothing on except for my lips done up. And it's that same aspect. Even with the eyes, like, what are you around? Are you around things that you just know? That's that law of placement. I tell you, no lie. Ay, ay, ay. It's an ay, 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 because everybody sometimes... I'm using adults as an example. Us adults, well, I don't really call myself an adult. Honestly, I say I'm awesome, but they would say, you're an adult. You know, you better face reality. And that's the part I play. Y'all better go on back 59 feet because I got childlike faith, okay? I know my place. I give myself chuggers. But see, that's the part of myself I try to humble that aspect about myself, honestly. But sometimes it just be on it, and I was like, Jesus, let me behave, yo. But Jesus be wanting me to let y'all know a few things. Did I get your little, how you put your hat on, Fenty?
Upstairs is close my room, so yeah. Freezing, so I got to my office.
Hey, what the heck was I just talking about? Childlike faith. Oh, adults. We sit there and say, we do what we want to. We are our own bosses. If we want to go out drinking, we go out drinking. If we want to smoke a blunt, we're going to smoke that blunt, okay? You know, we speak in that aspect, but we don't realize the negative effects that it have. It's one of those type of mindsets, which is going with that hangman, asking to change that perspective, yo. You are in your own way.
Commercial?
So that is so freaking intriguing.
Okay, no commercial.
And then it put on the brakes. You have to stop something you're doing. You have to stop doing. Who's following you? You are special. Who's following you? People in the review. My drink is over here going intriguing. Hold on, give me a minute. That is so freaking good. But who's following you? People in the review mirror. For the ones to say, I do what I want to do. I'm my own boss. Even though that's it's like, how? You got some type of help, even if it's coming from the eternal aspect. Like, that's something I just spoke of the other day, and I'm realizing for myself, honestly, a little power struggle that I have is I come off very nurturing, but it's coming in the aspect of for the motherless and the fatherless, not ones that already have guidance, if that makes sense. Not saying that they can take it and use it and accept it also, but it's a different aspect of guidance where you listen to it in a different way. That's why I say it's kind of a power struggle. It seemed like, so if I have a mother and a father already, I can have that eternal guidance too. You can, it's just some people don't listen to it. It's just like I have a mother already. I have a father already, and they tell me what to do. Nobody else, I don't see nobody else tell me what to do. It's one of those aspects where you got to change that perspective on it. But that's the power struggle I seem to find myself in a lot, and I'm just now starting to recognize it. As into, it's a different type of guidance that you get when you lack those aspects, or you lack a mother, or where you lack a father, where you don't have that type of a guidance. I operate good for those ones because that's where I receive my information from, is from the eternal aspect, which operates in that form of a way. So, yeah. That's probably like, hey guys, we're family. Hi guys, we're family. Who's following you? You are special. I feel like Put on the Brakes. I should read that one too. Put on the brakes. The brakes in our car. This is another car one too. Be on Gar's book of cars too. How intriguing. I know it's a traveling deck, but Bill's book of cars aspect is an example. The brakes in our car help us stop quickly to keep us from hitting the cars in front of us or someone who runs out in the street. We put our foot on the brakes, the brake pedal, to stop for traffic lights or to slow down. In the Bible, Jesus tells us how to live happy lives and how to keep away from danger. He warns us to put on the brakes when we are about to do something that is not right. The next time you see one of us... time out. The next time you see one of us use the brakes in our car, remember to slow down and pray before you do something you're not sure is right. Jesus will help you stop before you do something that might hurt you or someone else. The Lord will keep you from all harm. Psalms 12.1.7. And that's that one. This is another one. As in to stop. You can't move forward. Or be cautious. Because you gotta be on guard. And it was warning you about your actions. Something you're doing. And the effects that it will cause. This was a travel deck saying this. Be on guard. Put on the brakes. Who's following you? And you are special. I think I want some more from that aspect. Just a few more. For who's following you. There's somebody who's watching you, whether it's on social media, family aspect, your husband, spouse, somebody at work, somebody's watching your actions you're doing. And maybe they feel you're special, or that's just eternal realm telling you you're special. I'm not sure, honestly, but there's somebody watching you in that aspect while you're out and about doing what you're doing. As into, I'm grown, I do what I want to do. I kind of want to say it's your freaking spouse too. That's the other intriguing part. Let me find out your spouse is a little secret agent, man. I'm just being sarcastic, but it did speak of your spouse. Slow down and listen. Yeah, this is definitely going with be on guard and put on brakes. I'm going to read these again, but you can go back and listen to what I said in it, and I feel like that's an important message. Is to slow down and listen. Back, and I said that already. Back up and start over. This is going with that forgiving. You have to forgive somebody or something to move forward. Or change your perspective on however you're doing something. Or where you should do it at. Those type of aspects of that. Law of placement play a big part in here. Forgiveness, law of placement. I feel like I should have said change perspective first. But those three, change perspective, law of placement, and forgiveness is 3 aspects that you have to work on to be comfortable in your foundation. Because you're going to have head to toe manifestation. But you should be very comfortable. Alrighty. What energy? It's not bad energy. It's quite good energy, honestly. A balance. Do a little dance. Do a little dance. I don't know. I'm really not a dancer. I'm gonna learn to dance. Cause I just say that I'm not really a good dancer. I'm one of those. We gangsters, we don't dance. We just lean with it. I'm kind of one of those. I'm a stiff machine. You wouldn't believe it. Cause people be like, people of shades, you know, these type of colors. They got all the rhythm.com, and it's just like, wow. Apparently, I got skipped over. How intriguing, you know. But I'm gonna work on it. You know, they got dance classes and stuff, but it's not like I be trying to pop lock it and drop it and stuff. Moving on. My brain is going a little bit because I have been wanting to. That's what I was talking about. Can't move on. Back up, slow down, and start over, huh? I hear that it's like a energy through your body when you move, you know, like it's just certain ways, like all dance ain't gotta be like twerking and stuff. They got like flag dancing, they got like all types of dances. It's just figure out which one works for you, and it's like that's what I gotta do. Like I like the belly dance, honestly, which I think of doing that. I'll probably do something of that aspect. I like it, and it's a way to communicate too. People translate that way, in that form. So I'll probably be joining that team in that aspect also, because it just makes the most sense to me in just the way that they move. But yeah, the temperance was up in there that caught my attention as to a balance that you would get once you do all this work that I just spoke of that needs to be done, which I'm gonna repeat it again, then I'm gonna wrap it up because I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over again. But that's the energy as to you're repeating yourself over and over again. You know why? You're having a hard time forgiving. You're in the wrong place. And you need to change your perspective. Yeah. So remember, guys, be kind. You are a reflection.